Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us for this week's Encouraging Words for School Counselors podcast. And welcome to the month of November. I'm Matt Fleck with the nonprofit Inspire Success, whose mission is to help those who help students succeed. November kicks off the busy holiday season, as if you weren't busy enough already, right? But it's also a month to remember to be grateful. To help us remember, we're asking listeners to share stories about a special note or card you received from a student or parent, and to tell us why the note was meaningful. And to kick off our Sharing Thanks series, we've reached into our archives for today's story from Bruce Bushnell, a former high school counselor at Pleasant Grove High School in Utah, who received a simple 6-word note from a student that totally perplexed him.
A young lady came into the counseling office, and she handed me a wrap present in gold wrapping with a gold ribbon. And she got a little emotional. She had tears in her eyes. And she handed me this present. And I thanked her. And I said, but I didn't recognize her. I don't remember ever seeing her as a counselor. We do counseling presentations and teach things in the classes and run groups and individual counseling. I don't know her name. I don't recognize her. I said, I'm really touched by this. I didn't know her name, but aren't you getting me confused with another teacher or someone else? She said, no. She said, no, it's for you, Mr. B. And I go, well, thank you. And then she left. I took it home and put it under our tree. And then in the morning when we opened presents, came down, and as a family, we gathered and opened all these presents. And I totally forgot. I put her present under the tree. One of my daughters said, Dad, there's one present left for you. It was the very last present. We brought it out it was way back underneath. And I brought out the gold wrapping and opened it up. And there was a jewelry box. And then there was a card. And the card was a card called Footprints in the Sand. And at the bottom of it, it said, thanks for saving my life, Angela.
It was an extremely touching note, but Bruce had no idea who Angela was. So as soon as the school opened up after the holiday break, he went to the central office's picture book of all the students, finally found an Angela who he was quite sure was her, and sent a pass to see her.
She came in. I said, Angela, I was really touched by your gift, but I'm also confused. Can you help me understand? I'm quite sure this is for someone else. I was touched. In the jewelry box was a little pin. I wear it on my suit, just a reminder to really look out for students and care about students. But I said, I appreciated the gift and the card, and help me understand, because, this is what she said. She said, my family's moved a lot, and we moved here to your high school. This is about our 8th, 9th move, and I have to start over again, and I'm having a hard time making friends. And our family has had a lot of challenges, and I won't go into those today, but they had a lot of challenges. And then she personally had a lot of challenges. And then she said, I came to the point this time that I felt like life wasn't worth it. And she got a little emotional again, and I got a little emotional. I get emotional real easy, so I'm trying not to get emotional now because I haven't told the story for a day or two. And she said, I just wanted a sign that someone cared. I'm sorry. She said, I just wanted a sign that someone cared. She said, 2 straight days you came down the hall and gave me a high five and said, have a great day. But she said that what she felt, what touched her the most, she said on the third time, I think it was a couple of days after that, but on this third time when I came down the hall and recognized her, I came down and said, I'm so glad you're here. We need you. Have a great day, and gave her a high five. And that's the exact word she said back to me. She said, I knew without a shadow of doubt that someone cared, that you cared. And that was the sign I was looking for.
Bruce is now a trainer for the Y-Try program, which has a phrase called surrendering the one-up relationship. That is, acknowledging that some students see teachers and counselors as sort of wisdom-filled authority figures. And it's tempting for us to use that to our advantage. But by surrendering the one-up relationship, we allow students to see us as we are, as humans, that we're not a lot different than they are, and that we don't have all the answers. Y-Try believes that by surrendering the one-up relationship, it becomes one of the most effective things adults can do to motivate and connect with students and convey a simple message.
We believe in you. We care about you. We're glad you're here. We want you to be here, and we're going to support you. And we treat you with dignity and respect. Regardless, it's not tied to behavior or achievement or failure. Whether you're the member of a student council or the band or the dance group or you're leader of the gang, that doesn't change. Whether you get all A's or all F's, I care about you.
Bruce, by the way, still wears the pin that Angela gave him years ago. We would love to hear your story about a meaningful note you received from a student or parent and why it was special during our Sharing Thanks initiative. And if we use your story, we'll give thanks back to you in the form of a special surprise plus a $10 Amazon gift card. All you need to do is first figure out which of your many, many thank you notes you want to share, and then either share it with me at matt@inspiresuccess.org or tell us about the note on our painless, easy-to-use online sound booth at inspiresuccess.org/soundbooth. And at the risk of saying this word too much, thanks in advance. We'll chat with you next week. So long.